Hey, Ink Tank. 5YL has changed my life in so many ways. It has reinvigorated my love for not only Ben 10, but for Danny Phantom and even Invader Zim. And it's also inspired me to write my own stories. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Ben 10 and Danny Phantom has always been a series that I've been teased for since I got into the series when I was originally 13. But thanks to you guys, you got me back into it. So thank you for bringing back the magic of the original series, bringing me back into the series, and making the community of both shows stronger than ever. Thank you 5 years later. Have a good day.
Hey Kuro, congrats on 3 years. Amazing comic and keep up the great work.
So I started watching Ben 10 when I was 5 years old because I was the biggest Danny Phantom fan in the whole world, and they had the same haircut. So since then, I've seen every single episode of both shows, and 5 years later has just done an amazing job of bringing them together and bringing it to the next level. So I don't know what's going to happen next, but worst case scenario, Ben can use Alien X.
I want to say about 5 years later is everything that you have given us in these two franchises. So thank you, Kuro the artist, for giving us a masterpiece.
My first exposure to Ben 10 was the show Ben 10 Alien Force, and the more I delved into the series as a whole, the more I fell in love with the show. Now seeing 5 years later and what it did with Ben 10, I have to say, I'm very impressed with what I saw, and I cannot wait to read more of the comic as it goes further. Thank you, Ink Tank.
Hey everyone, it's Ari Stone, fan of 5 Years Later. In my opinion, 5 Years Later is a great crossover idea, and I wish this were to happen in real life. I don't care if this were crossing over, I want to see that happen in real life.
Hey Inktank, thanks for your amazing work and congratulations on your 3-year anniversary on 5 Years Later. Your team makes an awesome continuation of the TV shows and always manage to go beyond expectations in entertainment. I myself want to be able to be just as creative in storytelling and artwork, just like Man of Action, Butch Hartman, and you guys at the Inktank. Best of luck to you on 5 Years Later and whatever project you pursue in the future.
5 Years Later helped me rediscover a passion for Ben 10 that I had all the way back when I was a child. So thank you to all the members of the Ink Tank for keeping the protector of Earth in our minds and hearts in 2020. Happy 3rd anniversary, and I cannot wait for Chapter 9.
I started watching Ben 10 when I was 3 years old, so needless to say, it shaped my life in a lot of ways I don't think I can explain. But then, it ended after Omniverse, so I didn't know what to do. But then 5 years later came along, and it was the best comic I think I've ever read.
We made such an awesome comic series, and I love it. Please make more. Thanks.
So, I'm a huge fan of 5 Years Later. It's an amazing series. Ben 10 is the reason why I, started writing my own series. Danny Phantom is just an amazing show, but what you've done with 5 Years Later is nothing but incredible. Yeah.
I'd like to thank 5 Years Later for inspiring me to continue my passion for art. So thank you, Ink Tank. You really helped me out. Keep it fizzy.
When I was little, shows like Ben 10 and Danny Phantom got me into art and storytelling, even if I didn't really create anything. But seeing 5YL grow and develop over the years has inspired me to come out with my own works, and for that, I thank you, Ink Tank.
Hey, Ink Tank crew. I'm loving 5 Years Later. I think it's actually my favorite comic series running right now. Love the characters, love the story, love everything about it. It's inspired me a lot, and I hope you all can keep up the good work.
Hi, Creo. Thanks to 5 Years Later, the comic, I love Ben 10 more than I ever have. I love your videos, and I love all the art designs. And I'm happy 3-year anniversary for 5 Years Later, and I hope you like my art. See ya, bye.
What 5YL did for me personally is it gave me an outlet for a passion that I'd had to withhold within myself for a long time, the passion for Ben 10. And then the community surrounding the whole project is amazing, and I'm glad to be able to share in it with people.
It started when the Omnitrix fell out of the sky. I was 10 years old.
Come on, Danny, a ghost zone? Aren't you curious? There was an accident, and you got...
superpowers?
Slam it down and bammo! You're one of
I'm
10
going
super
ghost!
cool alien dudes!
It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. What kind of awesome, super cool...
The original Ben 10 series was about this 10-year-old, not aggressive, like 10-year-old jerk, Ben Tennyson, who was, impulsive, rude, didn't really care about anyone, just cared about video games and slacked off. However, when, the Omnitrix was thrust into his direction, he had to learn to be a great hero and, stand up for himself, fight, and, learn that, wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward. Get the hell out. Get the hell out. Okay. And Danny Phantom was all about, this kid who randomly got ghost powers. And, he had to accept that even though he didn't want these powers, the world needed him. So he had to, learn how to grow with his powers. Also, stand up and be a fighter. Because, Danny, no one really knew the guy. Just like that loser in the corner that no one really gave a F about. So he had to, really grow up with these powers and all. Didn't I tell you and your friend to get out? Get that! Honestly. And yeah, while they learned how to grow, they had to grow their powers as well. So that would mean how Ben is in the future now. He and Danny could probably kick Goku's ass, no problem. Danny with the whole ecto energy shit, and Ben with all the whole, I'm awesome stuff. So, they really have to grow up and, go with their power. He can be, what? I'll go. Bitch. Oh, that was so close. Oh, God. I thought it was gone.
All my life, I've been a huge Ben 10 fan, obviously. So seeing 5 years later treating it with such respect is like a dream come true, and the closest we'll ever get to an adult run of Ben 10. So thank you to Kuro the artist and the Ink Tank for making this amazing crossover comic happen to begin with. It's hero time.
Hey Ink Tank, just wanted to say thank you for bringing back Ben 10 and Danny Phantom. It's great to see the shows coming back better than ever. Y'all are doing great, so keep up the great work. Oh, sorry, it's hero time.
Hey Ink Tank, just want to say thanks for creating 5 years later. Love the crossover, love everything for it, and I can't wait to see how it ends. Keep up the good work.
What's up, people? My name is Kanai Morris. I just love 5YO, and I love Danny Phantom and Ben 10. They inspired me to make my own series, and you guys have inspired me a lot. So keep it going. I'm going X, going Ghost, hero time, and as Kuro says, keep it fizzy.
Most heroes start with an accident, or because of a choice. Ben and Danny, they started with the push of a button.
Ben 10 has always been a favorite show of mine. I've always wanted to see its character design and universe turned up to the max, so I was really excited when I first found this comic because it's just the right amount of pure insanity. Kuro, Ash, and the amazing Ink Tank team have really inspired me to keep drawing all the old cartoons that I love and to never lose track of the animation side of me. Keep doing what you're doing, guys, because you're doing it right.
Happy 3-year anniversary, 5 years later. It's an amazing comic, and is the reason I keep on drawing and trying to improve. I think it's an amazing continuation of Ben 10 and Danny Phantom. It's obvious how much more good is going into it. I just want to say thank you to the Ink Tank. Shredder 170 or Josh the Toolbox. Out.
Ben 10 is a show I have loved since I was very young. So to see this group of people take it to another level, it's safe to say it makes me pretty happy. So thank you, Ink Tank. And here's to another 3 years.
Hey, this is EB Omnitrix. I've been an agent of the Ink Tank for about 2 years now. If it wasn't for 5 years later, my life would never have changed like it has today. I can't wait for what happens in Chapter 9. Get excited. Stay gold.
I'm going to tell you why I love 5YL. I love 5YL because the characters are really interesting. I really like your designs, man. Your designs are actually really cool. I mean, Ben 10, that is really great design. I really love the aliens, too. You guys did a lot of effort into it. And I really hope you're doing well with the comic, because it looks really, really great. By the way, man, you look like a real life version of Kevin. Also, Danny Phantom is pretty cool too, but I like Ben 10 better.
It started when an alien device. Oh, I didn't know you were here. Sorry. Let's get to it. So, what do I like about your comic? It's pretty simple. I love everything Ben 10, and I wasn't satisfied with Omniverse ending. And your comic is awesome. I loved reading through every single page. It was magnificent. And I love the bold new directions you went in. And thank you for giving Eon a real character arc. And thanks for doing Gemrock. Ice Ninja, out.
The comic 5 years later has been nothing but a positive impact on my life. It not only introduced me to Discord, but it also allowed me to make connections with so many amazing people. The comic re-sparked my interest in both shows and has driven me to want to create something of my own. So thank you for making such an amazing comic.
I've waited a long time for this, and there is no secret why. 5YL is important to me, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am today without it. If it weren't for that one video Kuro made, the controversial one, I wouldn't have known about 5YL. Thank you all at the Ink Tank for making my life a lot better. Goodbye.
Ben 10 basically helped me to escape all the bad things that were going on at the time for me, and it also made me realize that there was more to this show with having very deep and interesting lore, as well as, having really cool character designs, and it helped me inspire me to do my own characters as well, and I thank my boyfriend for that.
Hi, I'm Archie from the Highlands of Scotland. I like your 5 years later collaboration, and I've been a Ben 10 fan since I was 8. Your 5 years later project was amazing, but you should have added the fusion tricks as a little Easter egg. Bye.
Hi, I'm Ayla. I'm Archie's sister, and I know quite a lot about Ben 10 and 5 years later because Archie will not stop talking about it, and I've known Ben 10 since I was 8 because of him. Thank you.
5 years later is probably one of my favorite fan works across any fandom, not just Ben 10. From the art to the writing, it's everything I want to see in a continuation of the original series. It's incredibly well made, and it's even inspired some of my own artistic endeavors, including 5 years later characters being modded into other games. They've done some incredible work at the Ink Tank, and it's difficult to think it's been 3 years, but they've been damn good ones.
Ben 10 has made me a better artist. I got back into drawing a lot of aliens and made over 90 original species. And for that, I can't thank the series enough.